Morning, Greg Newhouse coming to you from my office in Corvallis, Oregon. I had a light read this morning, but a very one that hit me, and I'd like to share it. It goes along with the analogy of teach a man to fish, and he fishes for life. He feeds himself for life. You know, you can give him fish, and it satisfies his hunger, or you can teach him to fish, and now he's got the ability to feed himself for life. And what I'm trying to say is, I use that concept, not consciously, but now when I read something, I reflect on it, to help players move forward with a skill and improve their performance. But I didn't only teach them what they needed to do for a particular play. I showed them how to view the world, to view their performance freshly every time. In other words, always try to be in the now, because things are constantly changing. For instance, we'd sit in a film room, and for you guys, we'd watch video, not film. I call it film still, to enhance a player's performance. We video every practice, every drill if we can. And then I go and I watch it, and I see where a kid can improve. I say a kid, a man, can improve his performance by technique or understanding, you know, a concept he missed because of the X and O part. That's the strategy part. Or, you know, just improving his body positioning, etc. Well, I'd study that and study it. Then we'd only get X amount of time with the player. So I could study film for 4 or 5 hours in one practice. I just went through the practice. I know it's crazy, but you're always looking for an edge. And I didn't have anything else to do. I didn't have a real life. That's a joke. I love doing it. Anyways, so what I do once I got with the players, we got like a half-hour meeting. We're on the field, or we got a half-hour meeting, or an hour meeting. We got to go there. And I'd get a tape on there, and I'm watching something. And sometimes I'd get lost in watching. I just watch it over and over and over again. I'd make a coaching point and watch it over. You know, I was looking for more. I was looking for more. I was looking at it anew again. Like every moment is a new moment. So, boom, I'm trying to see it now. All right. So what I taught the player is to look at himself from a different perspective. Always see what's going on now. Be in the now. See what you're doing, because things change. Okay. So I'd watch the video, watch the video, watch the video, watch the video. And then they'd ask, hey, Coach, hey, can we move on? And I said, oh yeah. Well, they'd have to bring me back to reality. I mean, their reality, because they knew, they wanted to see the plays at the end. They made a great play or something, or they wanted to see what they did. So I'd get lost. But what it did is, you could teach a kid, for instance, a guy, he's supposed to break on an out route or on a route, and his footing is off, and so he takes a false step. I mean, I'm talking 6, 8, 12-inch step. I mean, you know, direction, or opens his hips. And you'd be able to point that out on video, and it's so minute, you'd have to really study it. Well, what's the importance of that? They, after a while, they understood. I'm looking for you to get an edge. Because they realized that running a 40-yard dash, for instance, the difference between a 4.6 and a 4.5, it's about this far. So we all got speed. Now we can use technique to improve. Well, back to the point. What I taught, what the residual was from teaching them about the technique, but me getting lost and seeing things anew all the time, always looking at the current moment as new. I ran a video, I saw it last night, or before the meeting. I ran it again, I'm seeing it anew. Always looking for something, always being into the new experience, because there's something out there to teach you. So what I did, I taught them the technique, so I gave them something, a takeaway, and everybody, it applied to everybody, because it was a playmaking skill, or it was an X and O, or, plus, not or, I presented to them subliminally, hey, you got to be looking at things all the time, and then you got to go to the next play. But you're running over and over again. I go, it's a new play every time you look at it. That's a new experience. You can take something from it. Don't be caught up in the old. Don't be caught up in the future. I want to see that next play that I did in practice. Or, you know, keep thinking about, hey, I did that last one. Hey, what can I see? What can I see in the now? Because there's always a new experience. in every moment you live. Now that's getting out there, but that's kind of some of the things that you got to learn about. Bringing an elite athlete to be to the level of an elite player, because he's got all the tools. He came there. He was a player. I mean, an athlete that got your attention. But now, how can we make plays against another elite athlete? Well, I'd be a better player. In other words, my skills become more reactionary, and I'm always looking for ways to improve. So that was a lesson I taught him. I don't know if this will help you, but basically, to sum it up, hey, life is about change. Life is about everything evolving. It's not what you can put in your head and memorize. It's what you can see and experience now that'll give you the opportunity to enjoy life and see the beauty in this play or this opportunity. Film room. Oh, boring. I saw that. What did you see? Did you see you can focus? You can stay with it? You can share in it? Maybe you weren't the player we were coaching. What can you learn from it? So again, there's a lot to be said about the fact that, hey, if you want to really move ahead in life, you got to have the ability to continually recycle your focus. That's pretty good. In other words, don't look at something and be thinking about it in the past. You're missing what's happening right now. And that's the biggest deal. It taught the players how, hey, we're in a game. I know you screwed up. If you're thinking about what you screwed up and we get into the next play, you either got a negative feeling, your vision you're confused. Wipe it out. We'll fix it later. Get into this play. So that teaches you about it. Basically, I subliminally taught players to live in the moment. I didn't know it at the time. I'm just seeing it now. Because I see a lot of coaches and they're asking, how do you move these players forward? Why do you drill so much on that? It's something I learned to do. And it's pretty rewarding. Yeah, I ended up being considered a pretty good football coach. The only reason I can say that, I lasted as long as I did. If you don't last in this game, you're out. So anyways, I hope that helped you. Hey, have a great Saturday. Super Bowl Sunday coming up. How can you make it better? Today, you guys out there working on it. We still got time to improve. Let's polish that bad boy. Let's go out and win a championship. Take care.